Would all please rise?
They'll take a picture of his face when he's coming. When she's coming.
Who presents Marisol to be married to Jake today? Thank you. Before you're seated, the couple would like to take this opportunity to thank the men and women who have so tirelessly dedicated themselves over the years to their care and well-being. Without their loving support and example, neither would have become the person nor cultivated the virtues necessary, which have attracted them to one another so perfectly. And it is for this cause that we pay honor and tribute to you now as well. Thank you. You may be seated. You'll thank me, I promise. The pictures are going to come out great. How we doing? All right. Friends and family of this beautiful couple, what a joy it is to welcome each and every one of you here today. For your presence in these seats speaks volumes to the love and the place in your hearts which these two have within your lives. And likewise, your invitations to come and sit in these seats tells you of the special place which you have in their hearts as well. We have come today not only to celebrate the miracle of love, but also to witness the union of Jake and Marisol. Every experience the two of you have ever had since that first old school buddy chat back in 2006, everything you've ever done since you finally realized you have feelings for one another, and everything you've ever learned about love, life, and how cool Jake is has brought you to this moment, as you now stand before these witnesses to take on these covenants as husband and wife. And as you do so, realize that opportunities lie before you to grow even deeper in love with one another. I know that it feels like the love bursting out of your hearts right now is bigger than it could ever be, and that will continue to happen with each passing year that you spend together. Cherish these moments as the gifts that they are, for they are given to strengthen this bond which is between you. In those early years, Marisol, you were an overachieving high school graduate. Meanwhile, Jake was a hermit, total shut-in in his junior year. You noticed that he was part of the cool clique of this online community that you both belong to, and just had to get to know him so that he would accept you into that cool crowd that you so desperately wanted to be a part of. No matter how hard you tried, that amazing goth name that you had chosen as your screen name would not impress him, and every effort that you made was rejected. And how your feelings did not get hurt beyond repair is beyond me, because you kept trying in spite of his rejections. Can we just get along, you would say? All you'd get back was a firm no. Meanwhile, that white text on the blue background pulled you in with the Times New Roman font and made your heart patter, forgetting all about the rejection that was in front of you. He continued to reject you, of course, until he saw your picture on FaceTime. Was that, no, MySpace. It's been so long. And then all of a sudden his tune changed just a little bit, didn't it? And finally that pursuit that you had relentlessly afforded your energies finally paid off, and you now had the attention of the king of awesome. His version of an apology went something like, hey, we have a lot in common, let's talk. You accepted his apology, and soon found that both of your families were from Puerto Rico and were both living back east. You remember more than anything that moment back in February 2006, when you knew that what was springing up inside of you was a feeling even stronger than just the surface emotions that you had afforded it earlier on. You finally got around to get the courage to tell him how much you really liked him in a really long texting paragraph. And spent an eternity waiting those 5 minutes for him to respond with an equally long and loving paragraph, letting you know that he too felt the same way about you as you felt about him. For the next several hours and on into the next morning, you talked continuously until you could no longer think straight. An activity that you still participate in to this day, unless of course there's alcohol involved. The first I love you was a memorable one. It came on April 13th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you have been absolutely inseparable ever since. And it is because you are this inseparable that you've invited me to now ask you, as you take each other by the hand, are you both ready to be united as husband and wife? Good answer. Thank you. In order to demonstrate this love which you have for one another just a little bit deeper, you have prepared some vows for one another that you will now share. Marisol, we will begin with you.
I promise to be less road ragey when you are driving if you promise to open the door for me more often.
I promise to sit quietly while you yell at people when you're driving. If you promise to keep your hand off of my horn while I'm driving.
I promise to always root for the Ravens with you and not be sour if our teams play each other if you promise to stop bringing up the 2,000 months ago.
I promise to share a blanket with you while we lay on the couch, as long as you promise to not be upset with me when I decide to slip on the floor.
I promise to remember to replace the toilet paper when it's done if you promise to always put the kitchen towel backward.
I promise to continue watching Grey's Anatomy if you promise not to tell everybody how much I like that show.
Did you share each other before you read those? That worked really well, I thought. Jake and Marisol, today you are taking into your care and trust the happiness and well-being of the one person on this planet whom you love more than anyone else. That person who got his mom to drive him all the way to from Delaware to New York City, just for you. That person who, through those first few months of homesickness, held your hand while you cried, while you were away at college. And that same person that supported you while working a full-time job to get you through college. You are now here, agreeing to share life's deepest and richest experiences with this person. And you are agreeing to share not only the admiration and respect you have for one another, but also to understand that even if you do decide to ignore her warnings, you will accept the consequences. You have invited these guests to share in a celebration of this love, a love that now culminates in your union as husband and wife. When you enter into marriage, you enter into life's most important relationship. It is a gift given to bring comfort when there is sorrow, peace when there is unrest, laughter when there is joy, and love where it can be shared. Real love goes far beyond the feelings of romance and bliss, for it is caring more about the happiness and well-being of your marriage partner than your own needs and desires. Real love makes burdens lighter because it divides them. It makes joys more intense because it multiplies them, and it allows you to become involved with life in ways that you would dare not risk alone. Real love says that you are stronger together than when you are apart. I'm sure you're well aware of the fact that successful marriages do not just happen by themselves. They do take a little work and some effort from time to time. And you have chosen this poem to remind you that no matter how crazy it may get, you you are holding together for a purpose, and one far more important than anything that could ever divide you. It is entitled The Wonders of Today. If you can always be as close and happy as today, yet be secure enough to grow and change along the way. If you can keep for you alone your love as man and wife, yet find the time to share your joy with others in your life. If you can be as one and walk through marriage hand in hand, yet still support the goals and dreams that each of you have planned. If you can dare to always go your separate ways together, then all the wonders of today will stay with you forever. Ready? I've been practicing this for quite a long time, so here we go. I do not speak Spanish. Está profundamente amado por alguien. Te da fuerza mientras amar a alguien profundamente dará valor. And what that means is, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. How'd I do, Grandma?
Not too bad.
Hizo
bien.
All right. 8 months after that first expression of your love, you went to visit her while she was living with her family in Delaware. You got your mind. Wait, what? You went to visit him? All right. I'm gonna have to adjust my story here in my head really quick. And you got your mom to drive you all the way? Yeah, isn't that what I said?
No.
Am I off? So you got your mom to drive you all the way to see her in Delaware.
No.
New York from Delaware. Oh, that's the part I got backwards. Sorry. I was like, I knew he was the one that took that trip. And it was a surprise to meet you for the very first time in person after all this talking that you had been doing back and forth. You wouldn't even come out of the house because you were so embarrassed, so excited. And yet that just got Jake even more excited to meet you. When he finally caught you after chasing you around the house, that was my artistic liberty. I don't know how to. He couldn't let go, and he just held on, and neither of you could be even 2 inches apart for the rest of that visit. It was just so overwhelming to finally be in the same space after all that time and all that love. And I invite you to remember this love as you have culminated over the years into this one moment. You are now about to speak vows to one another that will allow you to remember these years in ways that will be sealed forever in the words that you now express. Marisol will begin with you.
Jacob, you are the man I want to be with for the rest of my life. You are driven, you're funny, and you continue to remain how lucky I am. I'm head over heels in love with you, and will never cease to. I promise to always be your person. I promise to be honest, loving, and patient. I will remain respectful to you, and I will always listen to your dreams, if you could remember them. We will be adventurous but responsible. I will help you stand during the worst days and will be by your side during the best. Last but not least, I will continue to grow with you and make awesome memories now and forever.
Marisol, you're an amazing, beautiful woman who I adore. You're caring, you're funny, and you are my person, and I am so in love with you. I promise I will listen to your problems, your rants, your jokes, and everything in between. I promise to root for the Giants as long as they aren't playing the Ravens. I will support you and stand up for you when times are good and when times are hard. Marisol, you keep me grounded, safe, and smiling. I cannot wait to grow with you and build our lives together. And most importantly, I promise to be your person.
You must never forget or deny the vision that you are seeing today. You must be resolved that it not be blotted out or blurred by the commonplace experiences of life. Because believe it or not, one day, shortcomings may appear that once seemed hidden in this golden mist of love. You know, Marisol, 10 years from now, when Jake is still embarrassing you in public for your improper use of words, or refusing to stop letting you know just how wrong you actually are, it might not bring that same tender smile to your face that it does now. And Jake, tomorrow when you wake up, and Marisol is still leaving that plastic part of the cream cheese halfway open, while putting it back into the refrigerator, and is still insisting upon getting another four-legged friend for Toby, it might not warm your heart quite the same way as it does now. But if you remain confident and hopeful among the seeming reality of present imperfections, remembering how much you love to host game night, watch those endless series on Netflix, and work out every morning together, remembering how much these things matter to you will help everything else to seem so true to you. Always believe in the idea that you are seeing right now. For this is love, it always exists, and it is forever the final truth. Coincidentally enough, Jake prepared his proposal to be on the 7-year anniversary of your first expression of love. It was all planned out perfectly with a comedy show and a follow-up walk on the beach, which just couldn't go wrong because it was so simple. Unfortunately, there were other laws or rules of nature at play here, and you could not get into the room to get that ring. Your room keys and their replacements failed to open the door, and you had to get a technician to actually remove the door so that you could enter. Jake's nerves were over the top trying to get in that room to get the ring, and all Marisol could think was how bad she had to be. Her words, not mine. Once you finally got back on track, you were down walking by the beach once more. As you pictured it in your mind, Marisol had been hounding you all day about the "where is this going" conversation, and all you could answer her was later. Of course she thought that you were just doing this to piss her off. And of course you just loved watching her squirm all day long, knowing what was coming that evening. And as you turned to her and asked her if she was ready to hear your answer, she had no idea what was coming, and thought that it would just be another one of those, "Yeah, it's been a great 7 years, hasn't it? Love you too. Let's keep going." But no, there you were, on bended knee, asking for her hand in marriage. And for some reason, you'd asked her to leave her phone at home, so she had to wait another 3 days to call her mom and let her know, trying to beat you to the Facebook post before she could get that across. That was a long couple of days. So exciting that you got to just share that together. Nobody else involved. You are now about to present each other with a ring that took 8 years to find its way to your fingers. The ring is a symbol of many things. It is made of precious metals that symbolize a love that is pure and enduring. It is made of rare gems that symbolize a love that is priceless and irreplaceable. And it is also made of a perfect circle, which symbolizes a love that is pure and everlasting. And every time you look at these rings, I invite you to remember what they stand for in your lives, and that you will continue to keep this love of yours pure, priceless, and permanent. May I now have the symbol of Jake's love for Marisol. Or you can just give it to him if that works too. Just kidding, you're good. Alright, Jake, if you could please place the ring partway on Marisol's finger, gaze lovingly into her eyes, and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
to wear with love and joy.
to wear with love and joy.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
neither shall my love for you.
neither shall my love for you.
I choose you to be my wife,
I choose you to be my wife,
forever and always.
forever and always.
Thank you. You may now place the ring.
It doesn't fit.
Oh, how romantic. the symbol of Marisol's love for Jake. Oh, look. You remember. Would you please place this ring partway on Jake's finger and repeat after me? Oh, sorry. And gaze lovingly into his eyes. Keeping on the ring. I give you this ring to wear with love and joy. As this ring has no end, neither shall my love for you. I choose you to be my husband, forever and always. You may now place the ring on. The couple is now chosen to participate in the Unity Sand ceremony. As these two containers of sand are poured into the third container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. And just as these grains of sand are blended together, never to be separated again, so too will your love, your life, your dreams and hopes and aspirations now be blended together, never to be separated again, all the days of your lives. And I invite you to participate in your ceremony. Bring it to my left just a little bit. And out. Thank you. Now every time you look at this vase, wherever you choose to place it in your home, forever remember how much you have been through. All the experiences that have brought you to this stage in your lives. All those lost jobs, the countless moves, car accidents, long distance relationships. Somehow you've survived it all, and have come out shining even brighter. You're lucky enough to find friends like Scott and Melissa, who have brought you out of your shells and allowed you to take regular vacations and socialize with the rest of humanity on a regular basis. You feel so very blessed to have them. And somehow, Marisol has even managed to forgive you for not listening to her advice when she told you to not park that close to the ledge in Jackson Hole, and you rolled the car off the ledge. All this and so much more is what really goes into the process of creating a marriage. This is what you have worked for, and this is what you will continue to work for from this moment forward, as you have just spoken, forever and always. Now if you could please join me in a blessing on this couple and their marriage. These two lives are now joined together as one. May these two rings symbolize the spirit of your undying love, which is within each of your hearts. Wherever you go, may you always return in your togetherness. May you find in one another the kind of love that everyone longs for. May you grow in understanding and compassion. And may the home that you establish together be such a place of peace and love, that all who enter therein will find a friend. And so it is, Jacob and Marisol, now that you've shared with each other these words of love and commitment, having exchanged these vows and given to one another these rings as a symbol of this love, it is with great joy, honor, and my privilege to be able to pronounce you husband and wife. Jake, you may kiss your bride, for you are no longer living in sin. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Jake and Marisol Rios. Patio over here to enjoy the drinks in the reception area. They're going to take some photo opportunities and join back up with you shortly. Thank you.
It's all done.
All done, all done.
Oh, finally. That was beautiful.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, how are you?
All done.
Great. Hey, I just
Hi. I can't remember the last time I saw you.
I can't remember the last time I saw you either. I should know. I just got that right. Yeah, and no, they're staying here because that's our 10-year anniversary. So you can see them, and you would have seen my my son Caleb and my daughter. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Big boy, yeah.
It was, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, let me help you out.
May I offer my elbow?
Oh, it's okay, but I'll do that.
Come on. Let me help you.
Oh, no, you got
In
it.
Armenia,
Uh-huh.
the men always go arm in arm. Or hand in hand.
Amen.
Yep, that's what they do. And, which we don't do, but they kiss.
Sure.
Right over
I
there.
know that. I've seen the Russians do it.
Yeah,
many
yeah, the
times.
same thing.
It's cordiality, respect.
Yep.
The Hispanics are notorious for that.
Stefanovich,
Got it.
which means...